Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television Lagos. A quick reminder of our top stories now. Federal government receives assurance of additional support for development from China as President Buhari meets with special Chinese envoy. All Progressives Congress leadership asked the federal government to nationalize South African businesses in Nigeria. Justice and the respect for the rule of law suggested as antidotes to the killings and general insecurity problems in Nigeria. And UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson kicks off election campaign ahead of parliamentary votes on no-deal Brexit. For more information on our top stories and others, please visit our website is channelstv.com. youtube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. Agricultural experts at the 2019 African Green Revolution Forum in Accra, Ghana, have been discussing ways to transform the sector for economic development. They are also suggesting ways to leverage technology in order to drive a sustainable food system in Africa. Our correspondent, Ayola Kazim, reports.
Picture of African smallholder farmer as we know it. But here is another some are hoping to see from now on. A farmer who can use a combination of agricultural technology and links to markets to raise his incomes, reduce poverty and help reduce hunger on the continent.
Practically everywhere that these disruptive technologies have touched have been completely revolutionized, and I'm not so sure that we have a choice. I don't even think we have a choice. I think it's inevitable. And what we're going to see is that, by and large, digital technology is simply going to change the face of agriculture in Africa.
Thank you very much.
The discussion here at the 2019 African Green Revolution Forum is aimed at leveraging opportunities technology provides. Most farmers have problems accessing finance, high-yielding seeds, farm inputs, and mechanization, which invariably lead to low levels of productivity.
If we are to realize these dividends, we must, as a matter of urgency, confront the many challenges that impede the advancement of the agricultural sector. We are all agreed that we cannot tackle all the constraints in the agricultural sector at the same time. The strategy is to prioritize actions that directly support farmers.
Smallholder farmers in sub-Saharan Africa number around 33 million, representing 80% of all farms in the region, and contribute up to 90% of food production. Unfortunately, most of them are poor. The outgoing chairman of the Alliance for a Green Revolution in Africa simply reminds the leaders here that the African Green Revolution will only be delivered successfully through the smallholder farmers.
When we are gathered here, we must not forget that it is about the African smallholder farmer. It is about improving their livelihoods, helping them to live dignified lives for which they earn a living and increase in their prosperity.
The clock is ticking as African leaders have just 10 years to end hunger on the continent using available technology without leaving anyone behind. From the venue of the 2019 African Green Revolution Forum, Ayola Kasim, Channels Television News.
In the meantime, the Lagos State government may have set in motion a new culture of waste disposal and management in the launch of its Blue Box initiative. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu launched the initiative today at the Simpson Transfer Loading Station on Lagos Island. Described as an idea conceived to achieve his vision of cleaner and greener Lagos, the governor says that his administration is determined to create wealth out of the 10,000 metric tons of waste daily generated in the state.
In Lagos, 50% of waste generated contains reusable resources which we can enhance and channel into the economy of the state from our dustbin. This circular economy, or a cradle-to-cradle system, which encourages the use of another person's trash as a feedstock for another person's process. It minimizes waste in our society and it generates income for the citizen. So the Lagos State Waste Management Authority, LOMA, is saddled with this responsibility of driving the circular economy through active community engagement to encourage effective use of recyclable materials for creating a viable value chain and ultimately open up new markets and business opportunity for both government and the people. This Blue Box program is a single stream of recyclable collection system that will encourage separation of recyclable materials from the general waste at the point of generation.
You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's switch gears now, shall we, to our Abuja studios, where Mark Ogun Yusuf is standing by to take us through a couple of more stories on the news at 10. Mark.
Hello, Gimba. It's good to see you, but we start here with some sad news. At least one person has been confirmed dead after farmers and herders clashed in Igi village of Bininkudu local government area of Jigawa State today. The Commissioner of Police, Bala Zama, confirmed the incident to our journalists in Dutse, the state capital, and he said it was as a result of a dispute on the ownership of a piece of land between herdsmen and indigenous farmers around Igi forest. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association in Jigawa, Mr. Seidu Musa Gagarawa, told Channels Television that it was a reprisal attack after two herders were severely beaten by farmers from the Galama community. He says the dispute on the grazing land assigned to herders for several years has been resolved by the community leaders, only for farmers to start the issue again. Now, residents of number 19 Oloira in the Mafoluku area of Oshodi are still in shock after all members of a family of 7 were found dead in the apartment. Our neighbors say they suspect food poisoning, but the general manager of the State Emergency Management Agency, Mr. Oluwafemi Osoyintolu, and police authorities think otherwise.
Tears of shock. Residents of Olowora Street in Mafoluku area of Oshodi are still in shock over the death of an entire family of 7. Eyewitnesses say the incident happened early in the morning with initial speculations that it could have been food poisoning.
We are hearing that they say that maybe the smoke of the generator, and some people are saying that maybe they fit inside their room.
I was called and told that 7 people died here. Residents of the area called the attention of the local government, Lasema, and the police.
The real cause is unknown because firstly, they did not put on their generator. The last supper that were taken by the family, they were taken by other people in that house, and some of them are alive.
The police public relations officer in the state, Bala El Kana, says investigations are ongoing and an autopsy will be carried out to know the root cause of their death.
Looking at what may have caused the death is very difficult at this stage to really conclude. I think autopsy help. One thing we also perceive strongly when our team arrived there is the odor of a sniper, suggesting that they might have used it in the night as a mosquito repellent before they slept, and they locked up the whole place, no ventilation. So that could also be a cause, but investigation is ongoing.
The State Emergency Management Agency is, however, asking residents to restrict their movement into their apartment as a fumigation exercise will be carried out to prevent the outbreak of any communicable diseases.
Well, a really disturbing story indeed. But back here in the Federal Capital Territory, a federal high court sitting here is reaffirming its directive to the Attorney General of the Federation and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, against taking further steps in the move to seize the property of the former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari. Just Nkeonye Maha, in a short ruling, maintains that doing so would not be in the interest of justice since the matter is pending before the court. Justice Maha also ordered that the case file be remitted to the acting Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho for a reassignment to the regular court on the ground that the tenure of the vacation court will end on the 13th of September this year. The case has now been adjourned to September the 30th this year for the hearing of both the preliminary issues and the substantive suit. Professor Mei Hong Wang and Dr. Matthew Aneke are the winners of the 2019 Nigeria Prize for Science. Their work on carbon capture, carbon utilization, and biomass gasification and energy storage for power generation has clinched the $100,000 US dollars prize. The chairman of the advisory board for the Science Prize, Professor Alfred Susu, says this is the first time a non-Nigerian has been awarded the prize, which is in its 15th year and sponsored by the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited.
The more science and literature are advanced, the more society grows in innovation, creativity and enlightenment. And that's exactly what the Nigeria LNG Limited says it's been investing in for the past 15 years. At this occasion, the chairman of the advisory board for the Nigeria Prize for Science announces the winner. This time, a Nigerian and non-Nigeria joint work clinches the $100,000 prize.
The joint works of Professor Mei Hong Wang and Dr. Matthew Aneke on carbon capture, CO2 utilization, biomass gasification, and energy storage for power generation worthy of the Nigerian Prize for Science 2019.
While a final winner emerges for the Science Prize, it's a short list of 3 books with a focus on children's literature for the Nigeria Prize for Literature.
1, Boom Boom by Jude Idada. 2, Mystery of Ebenezer Lodge by Doni Olatunde. And 3, The Great Walls of Benin by O.T. Bego.
While the presentation of awards is billed for October 11, 2019, the organization adds that these prizes were inspired by the NLNG's vision of helping to build a better Nigeria, and the 2019 edition is special in many ways.
This conference is memorable, one for us at Nigeria LNG, as it heralds the 15th year of inauguration of the Prize for Science.
We're proud to celebrate 15 years of these prizes, 20 years of profitable, successful operations, and 30 years of company incorporation. The announcement made today goes to show the successes we have achieved over the years.
As the event winds down, the Advisory Board for Science says the theme for the 2020 prize will be Innovations for Sustainable Food Security, while next year's Literature Prize will focus on prose fiction.
When the news at 10 returns, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson kicks off election campaign ahead of parliamentary vote on no-deal Brexit. That's on the international scene with Around the World in 5. Do join us again.